Greetings everyone! Welcome back to my court. Welcome if you're new. I am your Hello Queen, and today I made an ill-advised, probably impulse purchase when we were at Chapters the other day, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Stick around and we'll take a look and see what's in here. Now I say ill-advised in that we didn't really have the money for this. Probably should not have bought it due to financial issues, but I bought it and it's here, so we're going to open it up. But this is a Mandalorian Crochet kit. It has 12 patterns in the pattern book. So this is the way to crochet. Create 12 characters from the Mandalorian, stitch up Mando, Grogu, and all his friends and foes they meet along their adventures. Make Ahsoka Tano, Kuiil, IG-11, Moff Gideon, the Woolly Mudhorn, and more. The Mandalorian Crochet includes step-by-step instruction guide that guides you through all 12 patterns, including the materials to make the Mandalorian and Grogu and his floating pram. 10 colors of yarn, embroidery floss, needle, and a crochet hook, stuffing, safety eyes, and a yarn needle. So this goes for $24.99 in the US, which is the price that I looked at, but it's actually $33.99 in Canada. So with the taxes, it came out to closer to $40, which is why I was like, maybe I shouldn't have bought this, but we will make it. So we open this up. Lots of pictures. Moff Gideon, Ahsoka. That is not going to come to me. She's the Mandalorian. It'll come to me later. Got a Jawa and the Mudhorn. Lots of stuff going on there. So this is the money thing. This is the book of that stuff. Then it gives you some, I think these are the safety eyes and they go in there. I've never used these before. Let's see. But we got a yarn needle and some embroidery floss, because it looks like they use their embroidery floss for details, like his mouth there. And the safety eyes are for Grogu. And I think these sort of screw into that. Not really sure. I'm hoping the instructions will tell me. And it comes with some green, some tan, lots of this gray, a little bit of blue, some yellow, browns, and some black. And it also does come with a crochet hook. I don't think I will use this one because I don't like these thin ones. But it does come with a 3.5mm crochet hook, free to use for that. I'll probably use my grippier ones instead. Is there anything else in here? Does not appear to be. Oh! More yarn. And a bunch of polyfill under there. Here we go. So we got, said 10 colors. That's about 10. So let's take a look at this. Mandalorian Crochet by Lucy Collin. About this kit. This kit contains the materials you need to make the project number 1, the Mandalorian, and project 2, Grogu and Pram. Included are the following: light worsted yarn in light gray, black, dark gray, medium brown, dark brown, yellow, beige, light beige, blue, light green, black embroidery floss, fiberfill stuffing, an E4 or 3.5mm crochet hook, and a yarn needle. So, yeah, I think everything's there. All the patterns in this book use a 3.5mm crochet hook. If you change the weight of yarn you use, you may need to adjust the size of your crochet hook. Fiberfill is suggested as it's easily available, economical, and makes resilient washable toys. Stuffing settles over time, so unless otherwise instructed, stuff pieces firmly so they'll maintain their appearance over a long time. pair of tweezers comes in handy if you need to stuff narrow pieces through small openings. Pins and needles. Use a blunt-ended yarn needle to weave in loose ends and join pieces together. Round-headed sewing pins are also helpful when positioning pieces for sewing them together. Embroidery floss is loosely twisted from 6 thin cotton strands. For embroidery, always start with separating the individual strands, even if you need to use all 6. This will produce flatter, smoother stitches. If you come from cross stitch, you understand that bit. Plastic safety eyes are available in all sizes and colors. The pattern will tell you how many stitches apart they should be. To secure the eyes, put the eye shaft through the stitches and secure it with the anchor on the inside of the head. Stitch markers. Using a stitch marker to indicate the start of a round can be helpful. You can buy plastic ones or use paper clips. You can also use a small piece of contrasting yarn. So that's all good there. Then it has a abbreviation chart, but it does tell you looks like this is in US terms, but it does give you the translation for UK terms as well. So you could use this in both. Shows you slip knot, yarn over, chain stitch, working into the chain, working into a stitch. So this is set up so that even if you don't really know a lot about crochet, you can start this there. Talks about changing right side and wrong side, changing yarn colors, weaving in ends, construction, tension. Then it goes into things like bobble stitch, popcorn stitch, spike stitch, special knit head and body, and this is where I have to watch. So I'm just going to steal this. Okay, so we've got the Mandalorian. He's fairly involved. Got Grogu in Pram. So that's what the yarn here is for. Then we have Cara Dune. Grief Karga. He was the leader of the bounty hunters. Cara Dune. Here's Moff Gideon. We got Curl. Gotta love Star Wars names. IG-11. Then we got a standalone Grogu. Then we got the Mudhorn. Off-world Jawa, although you could very easily change this into an actual Tatooine Jawa just by changing the color. Into more of a tan. Bo-Katan, that's who I was having difficulty coming up with. And there's Ahsoka Tano. Try not to give away the patterns because then I could get in trouble and stuff like that. There we go. So you got lots of Star Wars themed stuff going on here. Our family is a bunch of Star Wars nuts, so this is going to go over really well. So when I go to make, say, I want to make Moff Gideon, I'm going to have to get light worsted yarn, which would be a DK weight or a number 3 weight. In black, light brown, red, white, and dark gray. A pair of 7.5mm black safety eyes, and black and white embroidery thread to do the plate on his chest, which I'm sure I have. I think there's probably some white embroidery thread in here, although that might be polyfill coming through on the dark saber. And these can also be adapted for other characters. Like if I wanted to do Sabine in her Mandalorian armor, I could always adopt the pattern for Bo-Katan. I could adapt the pattern for the Mandalorian into Boba Fett if I wanted to. So this allows me to kind of riff off things and figure stuff out. I want to do other characters as well. So I'm quite happy with this. I think this can be a fun little project for me to work on. And even though I probably shouldn't have bought it, it's not going to cause us to not be able to buy groceries next month or something. So we're all good. So thank you for joining me. I hope this was informative. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Share it if you have. Share it with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one. Keep it spooky, guys. Bye.